Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a post-game discussion of Reykholt from designer Uwe Rosenberg. And I gotta say, man, this is a quick playing game, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring it to the channel. It plays solo in half an hour, and if you're playing with multiple players, it's not going to take a long time as well. And so I thought, hey, this is a cool game that I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to do a solo playthrough. I think that the solo game works extremely well in this particular game. It's very similar. Actually, it's almost the same as you would play in Newsfjord, which, by the way, I did a solo playthrough on my old channel, as well as a solo play of the revised edition of Agricola, which is another Uwe Rosenberg title. So if you want to see those games being played, I will have links in the video description below. You can check those out. But let's talk about Reykholt. And the thing that is really good about this one is how the game is played, because it's a puzzle and you have to work on finding the combination that is going to allow you to maximize your tourist time and being able to move your manager to cover as many tables as possible. So the way that you play the game, and you saw me constantly looking at the tourist track, looking at what are the goods that I'm going to need, and then having to look at what are the goods that I have already. What am I going to have to need to do to get the ones that I need, and that's going to dictate the actions that I take. And so trying to be able to play that out round after round after round is quite satisfying, and it's also not really taxing on the brain. So it's a very casual game to play, but you're still trying to figure things out. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to need these things, so all right, I have this, I can get this. So, and that's pretty much what it's going to do, and then trying to figure out the sequence. But the other thing that I really find interesting in this game during the tourist phase is where you have to take a bonus. I've never seen that before. Usually if you want to advance on a track, okay, I'm going to need this number of goods, okay, I'm going to discard them, then I can move forward. Well, now it's like, okay, once per round, you actually have to take a bonus. So instead of spending those goods to advance that table, you will take those goods and then advance the table. So if you time it right, and if you're sitting on a lot of goods, you could actually take the bonus for one of those things and potentially, make it to where you'll have enough goods that during that round you'd be able to get to the table that requires the same type of goods the next time, and you have enough to advance even further. So it's all about the sequencing, and that is what holds Reykholt together, at least for me. Now, some other things that I wanted to talk about in this game, is in the solo game in particular, is how the workers work as you place them out there, and then they stay out there for the next round, and so they block the action. So, if you're playing in multiplayer game, you potentially could take the same action 2 rounds in a row. While when you're playing in the solo game, you cannot, because those actions are blocked. So now it adds that extra element of, okay, if I take this action now, am I okay not being able to take it until like 2 rounds later? So you have to think more in advance. So it helps, as a solo player, you're strategizing, you're playing against, okay, what are the decisions now? Am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be okay? Are the ramifications of me taking this now, am I going to still be okay, or am I going to suffer from it? And that is going to lead into what are you going to do with your workers. And so I find that to be another neat element to Reykholt. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. Now, there's a couple things in the game that I have not had a chance to explore. And the first one is there's a story mode, and there are these story cards that come out. I haven't even looked at them, so I'm not sure if they're events or things that change the rules, but you play over a series of games, and these cards will come out, and they change things up. So it adds some variety to the game. So that's pretty cool. And the other thing that is neat about this game that will add to replayability is the service cards. Now, there are different sets of service cards, and they go from letters A through E, and each one of them has multiple cards. So you shuffle them up and you put them into play. Now you don't mix and match. So like this one in this playthrough was I used set A. So I took the 6 cards for the A set. I shuffled them all up and I put out 3. In a solo game, normally there would be 5. There was one that came out that would not be a benefit for a solo play because it had to do if you shared a space with another manager. Well, in a solo game, you don't share any spaces with any other manager, so I discarded that one and put a different one in play. But it's going to add variety because those service cards are going to determine strategies and how you're going to play the game as well. So, as you saw with the bonus action card that I had, it was a no-brainer to take that first round because in the solo game, each round, you are taking a random greenhouse and a tomato. Well, when I'm taking a greenhouse with that one ability, I can take a good of its rarest type. So I'm like, oh, every round, I'm like, all right, I'm taking a greenhouse. I'm going to have this extra good. Perfect. Now, with that good, what am I going to do with it? I now have something where I potentially could seed a greenhouse to get more stuff, or I'm sitting on that good that I can use during the tourist time to be able to advance my tables. So I thought, this is great because now it's like not only am I getting a tomato every time that I take a greenhouse, I'm going to be able to get additional goods. So I thought that was, that's neat. Now, other cards that come into play are going to change. It's going to change how you look at the game and how you're going to play. So you do have a bit of variety in this game. So I think that's another neat element for Reykholt. Now, is the game super stellar? No, I don't really think that there's anything original in this game. I've never had a chance to play At the Gates of Luoyang. At one point I did own the game, but it never got to the table, so I think I traded it or sold it a number of years ago. And this has been compared to like a light version of At the Gates of Luoyang. So I do know that there was a track where you're moving along, and I think you had to do something with goods, and that might be similar to Reykholt, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But if it is a light version of At the Gates of Luoyang, then there's really nothing original here because the things that are in here have already been created before. And I've seen this now in a number of recent Uwe Rosenberg titles where he has taken older game concepts and then he has just rehashed them and put out new titles. And so I don't really think that Uwe Rosenberg's at the top of his game like he used to be, but he's still putting out games that are enjoyable, and they are a lot more for the casual gamer than a more hardcore Euro gamer. So, when you're looking at titles like Newsfjord is a little bit of a lighter game and it plays quicker. You're looking at games like Patchwork or any of those ones like the Cottage Garden or Indian Summer or Spring Meadow. Those games are a lot more. They're a lot more casual, and they're going to be more approachable to a lot of people. And I think that that's been accomplished here with Reykholt, at the sacrifice of not going to give that full appeal to somebody who really wants a really crunchy game. So if you're looking for something that's really going to twist your brain, then Reykholt is not going to be one that you're going to want in your collection, because you're going to play it and you will feel completely underwhelmed by it. But if you're looking for something that you can sit down with and you can play by yourself, and it plays really well, or if you want to play with a spouse, a significant other, a friend, or a group of friends, even on a weeknight for just a short gathering, then this is a game that's going to appeal to you. So I just wanted to come on here and share a few thoughts about what I thought about the game. The replayability, how you play it with the whole puzzle aspect, and I think that that's the main takeaway from this, is that this is a puzzle game and you're always having to plan ahead. So if you like a planning game, then this is one that you're going to want to check out. So anyways, those are my thoughts on Reykholt. Hope that you enjoyed the little post-game discussion. It's I guess it's not really like a review, but I just wanted to share my thoughts about like some of the things that really work for this game. All right, so, and if you guys are enjoying this content, do me a favor, hit the like button. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, do that. Doesn't cost anything, it's free. Hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you are on top of all of the content that we are putting out on the channel. Between Doug and myself, we are working on putting out lots of neat things for you guys to see. I'm trying to have some variety of the type of content that we have, and then also we're talking about things that we have coming up, and we have some fun stuff planned for Christmas, so you're going to want to check that out as well. So anyways, you guys, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you again soon. Bye-bye.